Good morning. Today I will discuss about the bar theft and fraud. Bar theft and fraud is an act of manipulating the liquor that is being served by the barman or the bartender. Ang nakapaloob dito is the billing frauds, which is an act of manipulating the price of the drinks that the customer ordered. Nakapaloob naman dito is the reusing of checks and overcharging. Reusing of checks, usually ang gumagawa nito is the waiter and waitress. While the customers are being presented with the particular checks that will have no way for the customers to verify whether it was their own, since the items and prices are the same. With the abbreviation being used as in the checks, it may be impossible for the guest to read. Next naman natin is the liquor manipulation. Liquor manipulation is the act of manipulating the quantity and the quality of the drinks or the spirits rather. Maraming nakapaloob dito, which are the following: the underpouring, substitution, dilution, and the phantom battle frauds, which I will discuss later on. There are two primarily bad impacts nung bar theft and fraud na yun sa isang establishment, which is the reducing of sales and loss of reputation and goodwill sa isang establishmento. Bar theft and frauds are widespread because of the following reasons. First is the personal handling cash. Dito pumapasok yung staff loyalty. Kasi nga, di ba, barman himself doubling as the cashier. So, kung ayaw mo naman ng tip sa establishment mo, better to have or hire a professional that have a good background na mapagkakatiwalaan mo. Next is the busy environment. This is the time or this is the moment that the bartender have the chance to steal. And last is the managers being apathetic. Having or being an apathetic leader is the worst leadership ever, especially in the bar establishment, because they simply thought that stealing is inevitable, and to cope up with their loss, the establishment is nagtataas sila ng price and the certain drinks to cope up with their loss. Beverage-related theft and fraud. These thefts and frauds are generally due to the manipulation of quantity, quality, or source of liquor by the bartender or beverages servers to waiters. Underpouring is the act of measuring lesser than what has been ordered, and sometimes underpouring is done to compensate for the shortage by overpouring, and overpouring is the counterpart of underpouring. Next is dilution. Dilution is an act of making something weak or less valuable. Sometimes bartenders mix water or soda to the spirits. Bringing in personal battles, or also called phantom battle fraud. They serve the drinks that the barman brought in with them when it matches the nature or the brand of the drink. The sale is billed and the cash is pocketed, but this fraud doesn't affect the inventory, rather the sales and revenue of the organization. Substitution is an act of serving lower quality brand and billing the customer for the expensive brand. Sometimes, bartender even fill up an empty branded bottle with the less expensive brand so that the guest will not notice the difference. Using personal drink measuring devices. In this case, bartenders doesn't use the peg measures or the pourers in making the drinks. They do this to aid the underpouring. Lastly, selling drinks for cash and recording them as spilled, returned, walkout, or complimentary. Always remember that stealing is a crime, so if you don't want thief in your establishment, always remember to hire some professionals. Or better yet, take a close look at each of your bartenders and know how they work during their shifts. Knowing some of the methods bartenders use to steal is the first step, so you can take measures and prevent or eliminate thieves in your bar. And always remember to be a good leader.